Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today's topic is, are you standing up for who you are? And if you're not, that this powerful, powerful pink moon and full moon in Scorpio is going to be bringing up inside of you all the deepest, darkest fears that you need to release so you can step into your authentic truth and be able to speak up, to be able to stand up, to be able to step out and to who you are and to purpose, be able to stand out so that you can let your light shine, and that way you can stay empowered. So using these 5S's as the kind of foundation of what it is we need to do to create empowerment. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you 5 areas, 5 ways that you can kind of put into practice to execute being able to stop hiding who you are, so you can come out and stand in your own empowerment so that you can stand up for who you really are. And I'm so excited about this video. I got to tell you, it might seem lengthy, but I promise you, you're going to want to stay till the end. It is going to be so powerful. I want to thank everyone that has messaged me from the last video. If you've not watched that, you need to. I'm going to make sure there's a link or an attachment here so that you can do that. It's about stop hiding who you are so you can stand in your personal empowerment. And I've gotten so much feedback from people about how powerful it is, how people have been taking and stepping out, and they've been coming out of all these different things that they've been hiding from. And so it set up this video to come here for this powerful full moon, so you can use these ideas, you can use this energy to do the same for yourself. So I challenge you, first of all, to stay to the end, because you are not going to want to miss what is coming. I have 2 power players that in the last 24 hours have made some major shifts that is shifted areas of their life and has created freedom. And ultimately, it has helped me to make some shifts into what I am doing in order to expand myself and be able to stand out in a bigger, brighter way. And I have 2 big, bold, beautiful, bright and shining stars that are going to share a few of their highlights of how they've done it and what it's done for them. So stay tuned, more to come.
Okay, everyone, I'm back as we promised, and before I share with you those 5 areas and 5 ways that you can execute coming out using those 5 S's that we've talked about, being able to speak up in your truth, being able to stand out in that and stand up for who you are, and then being able to come basically out of that closet in total empowerment so that you can let your light shine and stand up for who you came here to be. So, all right, so I want to introduce to you that I have such a big surprise here. I have 2, as I mentioned, 2 big, bold, beautiful, bright, shining stars that they have taken my dare, and they have came out in such big, big ways, which, by the way, have a huge surprise that also got some things coming out, and these ladies have no idea what that is. They have no idea what they signed up for by agreeing to come here for today, but it's going to be so awesome. So please stay tuned to the end here, and then I will share those 5 ways to execute. But before I do, I want to introduce to you these 5 ladies. And first I want to, these 5 ladies, we have 5 ladies. These 2 ladies, they have showed up here. They think that they're showing up here to help me out, and they have in so many ways beyond what they even know that I'm going to share here in a minute. But they're really claiming their truth. And I want to thank you ladies for stepping into that challenge and taking that dare, and for you coming out and stop hiding who you are. That is so empowering for others, which is why I was instructed by guidance to put this together, to come here on this powerful, powerful pink moon meditation. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm on some other planet right now because we just started out like all over the place, and this energy is so high. I started out with these ladies doing the Diana Ross song that I'm coming out. We've been dancing already, so we've already got this energy so high that we're trying to anchor it. We had to go into a very big laughing spell before we started here because it had to really ground to even try to like start the video. So much powerful energy. So that's why I'm showing up here today, is because this pink power moon is so powerful to execute the concept and the idea of coming out, because it is all about our truth. It's that Scorpio energy that is inside of us that is asking us to speak our truth and be who we are and stop hiding who we are, and to let go of all the fears and all the doubts. And if you've been really hanging on to that, it's right now is the time to, as I mentioned earlier, face that fear, and your biggest, darkest, deepest secrets need to be revealed. And these ladies have shared their biggest, darkest, deepest secrets and have came out in so many ways that we're going to hear from them in just a second. But as I mentioned, I want to thank these two lovely ladies for coming out and claiming their truth and becoming who you are and standing up for yourself. So first, I'm going to introduce Noi. Noi, this is Noi and I's first interaction face-to-face. Noi has been following me on YouTube for several months now. We've had some interaction through different exchange messages during the time that she's been following on YouTube. She actually did send me a YouTube review a while back, a few months ago, that I had posted. So you might have saw Noi before, but this is the first time I saw Noi as a direct interaction. I know you did attend a couple of my activations that were kind of in an aspect of phone conference, but there was real no exchange of energy. And so today I'm introducing you to Noi, and she's going to share with us how she came out. And also I'm introducing to you Natalie. She is a client of mine, a very recent client, probably on about our 7th, 8th visit coming up. And Natalie had, prior to this message coming through that I was to share with you guys about stop hiding who you are, Natalie, last week in our last session, actually divine guidance came through very strongly, and I'm like, Natalie, they are wanting your purpose out there and now. And so I know that hit her in a way that's like, whoa, I'm not ready for that. That was her first instinct. I'm not ready for that, which I have some things to share that I didn't think I was ready for either. But through all of this process, we are ready. And it's about, letting go of all the expectations, letting go of all the details, and seizing the moment and really listening to our guts so that we can just step up for what we came here to do and express ourselves. So thank you, ladies, for showing up here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Noi, we're going to start with you. Okay. And I want to hear from you after you watch that video. What made you step into your empowerment and say yes to that dare and to go out there and come out? I would like to just kind of hear why you did that, what you came out with, how you processed that aspect.
Well, when your video came out just a few days ago, I mean, this has been on my mind for months, and it's actually more than months. I've been wanting to come out. And a lot of it was just mainly to due to fear, just fear of being judged, and what is my family gonna think, and just in general, just fear. I was scared, and I wasn't sure what to do, and I just kind of pushed it off to the side and just whatever, just live my life daily. And then after your video came out just a few days ago, I don't know, I felt the energy, I felt spirit, and I couldn't take it. I didn't want to live like this. I knew I didn't want to live like this, and ever since watching your video, even I think it was the day after I started posting stuff, and I actually came out on 2 different issues. One, the fact that, I'm a twin, and it's I don't talk about it with my close friends or family, probably only maybe 2 people knew, you know, and I didn't really say anything about it just for the fact that, you know, I was scared of being judged. You know, people call me crazy enough already, and it's like, you know, it's just the fear. It was just the fear of not being accepted and things like that. I just, you know, at this point, I don't care anymore. I don't care.
Good for you.
I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. And the other day, like the day after you posted that video, I went on my social media and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I want to talk about twin flame stuff. I want to, you know, like stuff on my Facebook, on my social media, and not care what people think. So, and I brought it up, you know, I brought it up. That was the first thing. And I was just like telling people, you know, we all know what soulmates are, but nobody really knows what a twin flame is. So I said something like that. And then on, was it Friday, I spent the afternoon with my mom, and that, you know, your whole message was on my mind, and signs and just synchronicities, like things just came up to bring up the conversation between me and my mom about me dating, you know, like she, you know, I was with someone for like a long time that wasn't right for me, you know, and it was just toxic. And just the fact that, you know, yes, I get asked out on a lot of dates and things like that. And, you know, my mom, you know, we talked about it and we kind of laughed about it. And I'm like, spirit just kind of led me to be like, okay, this is actually the right time to say something.
Aww.
So I know. And it just, you know, it came out that, you know, I was like, Mom, you know, a lot of guys hit on me, you know, I get hit on by a lot of guys and girls, you know, and she just didn't really say anything. And she was like, what do you mean girls? And I was like, well, you know, they're actually better to me than a lot of guys are,
Yeah.
you know. And so I was just like, well, I kind of said to her, well, you know, would you rather have me be with a shitty guy or a good girl, you know? And she just kind of went silent, and she's like, I don't know, you know. But after that, it just, I think she just needed a minute for, you know, for it to sink in or something. I don't even know. But she was fine after that. She just, I don't know. And I've said this on my social media that I've disappointed my mom in so many ways that, you know, she's cool. She's cool with everything now, you know, it's whatever. But, you know, I came out to her that I was actually gay, that, you know, I prefer women. And I mean, it was so, I felt so relieved to even say that. You had no idea. You know, only a few of my friends knew what was going on. And the thing is that my twin is a female. So it's like, I can't get away from this, you know? So, and
Wow.
that's a whole nother situation in itself, you know?
Wow.
But I'm tired, you know, I'm tired of hiding it.
Wow. I mean, I really don't have any words, Noi, but wow.
Believe me, it's still sinking in from my mom too. So
Well,
I just think she needs a minute.
and the part that's sinking in here is how big that is, and how freeing that is, and how life-changing and impactful that is for every area of your life. And
I was scared, you know, with my mom.
how do you feel now that it's done?
I'm relieved. You have no idea how much weight was lifted off of me on that. And I honestly don't think she cares. She doesn't care. She's actually met my twin and she didn't know it. You know? Yeah, she's met my twin. They met like for the first time probably like I think about a month and a half ago, and you know, my mom didn't know. She didn't know. She just thought that was my friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cannot even begin to tell you how proud I am. I mean, I don't have words that are big enough to express just being able to watch you expand in that way and to step in that empowerment. The only thing I can say is what was passed on to me by my spiritual teachers. I'm glad to hear you won't be dying with your music still in you. And then you can step out and with your voice and be heard and sing the song that you came here to sing and experience the passion and the love and the joy that you deserve. That's powerful stuff. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your message. I mean, if it wasn't for your message, I don't even know how long I would have put that off. You know, like, you truly gave me the courage and strength to do that, especially with my mom. Out of all people, you know, it's like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. It was my mom, you know, and she, you know, the funny thing was, many months ago, probably like in the last, I don't know, 6 months at least, my mom even turned to me, she goes, "Are you gay?" I'm like, I just played that off like it was nothing, you know, like, no, what are you talking about? You know, and now here she is, you know, and here I am coming out and telling her. So.
Wow. Very, very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with everyone. And I have more to come for you shortly to help you see how this is harmonic, and to see that when you do this and that you stand up and you stand out and you let your light shine, you inspire the people. And you have no idea how many people you're about to inspire here.
I hope so. I hope so. So I just, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one.
And I got to say something to both of you. You know, you both are kind of like making kind of the statement as thank you and thank you. They were so excited to be here, and I've been so excited to have them. Like, that's why I've been ramping up for this. And I got to tell you something. This only started like yesterday. I think Noi came out yesterday and tagged me on something. And then even with everything that this came together to do this today, for what I'm about to tell you, I'm coming out with the things I put together to do this, all happened just since yesterday. None of this was planned. And that's how spirit and guidance works. And that's how we seize the moment. And we don't wait for perfection. We show up here and deliver in a way of however it's supposed to be. As in with Natalie here that I'm about to introduce here, she came and made a post and tagged me this morning, had no idea about what Noi had done, but Natalie tagged me this morning in a post she had made about coming out in a combination of twin flames and some other stuff, and I'll let her share that in a second. But what I want to say is this happens this morning, and, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I was in tears reading her message that she had tagged me on, because she had no idea what was going on in my back burner. And then at the same token is that, at least not from the lower self, higher self, we know you did.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, from her coming forward and doing that this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, and I'd love for you to be a guest on my show and to come out and share your message, and it's like in 3 hours. And she shows up here, and all in 3 hours, a combination of making a post, 3 hours later, here she is, talking about coming out. Oh my gosh. All right, Natalie, let's hear from you. Same thing. Like, what made you stand up in that empowerment? Why did you do that? What was so impactful about you doing it for yourself? That's what I was going to say. You ladies showed up here thanking me saying that you came here and an aspect you would do anything to help me. All these things. I wish you know this has nothing to do with me. This has everything. It is going to inspire so many people, but it has everything to do with you, ladies. Each of you individually. That's why you're here.
Wow.
Okay. And I want you to see by the end of this, you're going to see exactly why I'm saying that after I share my part. But
Awesome.
You, Natalie, back to that. What inspired you to come out? And then what did you come out with? And then, you know, what was your method or give us some examples of your experience here.
Okay. Well, first I have to say my heart is still beating listening to Noi's story. It's just kind of going crazy. I'm like, my hat goes off to you. It's just such bravery. I mean, I love it. Anyway, so beautiful. My heart's just beating. So thanks.
This is why I couldn't talk when we started, because I was doing the same thing too.
I mean, I'm still trying to come down from her story.
Exactly. We were not even on this planet. I still don't think we are.
It is. And it's just, you know, so she talked about like coming out and that fear of judgment and her mom. And for me, it's been about my spiritual path and my work and shifting my path and my mission and my work from a nursing and more traditional like health coaching, which is kind of the two things I was doing before, and shifting from that to, no, I'm not going to do this traditional nursing job. I'm not going to go get a normal job. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right. But my family kept asking, well, how's the job hunting going? How's the job hunting going? You know, have you applied? When are you going to do that? And it was just, and I know they were doing it because they love me and it's concern and they worry about my well-being, but it was just really pushing. And I had so much anxiety and so much fear because I had this block, and I'm like, why am I not applying for jobs? Why am I not getting my license activated after, you know, moving home? And I didn't understand that my higher self was not letting me do that, because it's like, no, this isn't where you're meant to be. You're meant to be on your spiritual path. And you've got these spiritual gifts and you have to use them. You can't keep them inside of you. You've got to use them. You've got to tap into them. You've got to grow. And this is your mission. This is why you're here. And finally, I was talking to my brother on the phone one day, and he's like, well, how's the job hunting going? And I'm like, it's not. And I just said it, and I said it so calmly, and I said, I'm not. I said, I'm not doing nursing. I've decided I'm just going to focus on my health coaching business, but I've also shifted my business to, you know, a spiritually based one, and everything's on hold, and I'm reinventing myself, and I'm doing new training and learning about energy healing and learning a whole lot of other types of holistic spiritual energy tool, you know, ways of, and sound healing too, crystal bowl healing, for helping and healing people, but starting with myself. And so, you know, I just had so much conflict and I had so much anxiety that I couldn't make a decision one way or another. Like, I had fear about going on my spiritual path. Like, do I really have these gifts? Can I really do it? And, well, what about money and all of this? And it was what if? And it was full of fears. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to do my nursing job. But that didn't feel right. And so finally, when I just finally made that decision and just said that to my brother and then to my parents and just said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not getting a nursing job. I am focusing on my business, and I'm going to give it 110% or 200% or 1,000%. And this is what I'm going to do. And this is what feels right. And since I've done that, and I've just 100% focused on my spiritual gifts and learning more and just empowering it and embracing it and letting the divine guidance guide me, just kind of get on that river and don't even paddle, just go and get out of my own way. It has been powerful and it's been very freeing. And I'm, you know, Noi mentioned letting go of fear, and that's a lot of what I'm doing, is letting go of a lot of fear, the fear of judgment. And this is very different for me, being this spiritual energy healer kind of person, because I wasn't raised in a spiritual family. It was a non-religious, non-believing, you know, kind of family. And so just to be so different and to finally shift from being this person that they've kind of wanted me to be, to finally say no to everybody, and including all of my brothers, and say, no, that's not what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, and you're not going to change my mind. And it doesn't matter what you say. And I was even told, well, you don't have that ability or you don't have that skill. Well, it was good for me to hear that, because it really forced me to be brave and stand in my power and my courage to just find and believe in myself. And divine believes in me so much. And I finally, like, just this week, I'm like, you know what? I got to believe in me. They believe in me, so I got to believe in me. And then yesterday I read this post on a Twin Flame page, and it was talking about the mission work. And I thought, you know what? this is such a rare, unique gift to be here at this moment in time on Earth, to be a twin flame. And the meaning of a twin flame, it's not just relationships, it's about spirituality and mission and waking up yourself, but then helping others on their spiritual path. And you know, it's a big deal. I really am taking it as a mission. And so I posted yesterday. I've posted things about twin flames before, but they were just kind of a reposting. I never said anything about myself. But yesterday or this morning, I posted a little bit more about me and how proud I am to be a twin flame, and that, you know, it's an honor to be a twin flame, and it's an honor to step into your power and to do your mission, and to listen to guidance, and how good it feels to get out of your own way and let the guidance and lead you, and trust, you know. So yeah, I posted that this morning, and it's a public post, so anybody in my family can see it. Now I haven't really spoken to my family specifically about being a twin flame, but they just know I'm on a spiritual path. And they've kind of have left me alone when I finally just said very firmly, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm not doing. They've pretty much have respected and honored that and given me the space to do it, even though I know they don't really understand it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's so, people get confused and they think they got to come out and justify everything. They think they got to explain everything. It's really not, you got to say anything. You just be you. And they'll either think what they want, or they'll say what they want, or they won't say anything at all. But where the key here is, it's our own self-judgment, which is number 2 in those 5 things, is letting go of the self-judgment. Because what happens is our own perception and worry creates our projection of what we think they're going to think, which creates our own reflection back. This is number 2 that I'm saying here. And these 5 ways to kind of like face these fears or to execute coming out is to let go of that self-judgment, because at the end of the day, it's the self-judgment that's reflecting back on you. Of being worried about what they're, you know, saying and those sorts of things. So that's a perfect lead into the number 2, because that's a great example. And the other aspect of that, number 3, is clean out your own closet first. And, you know, kind of like, don't talk smack about people. And not that we as twin flames or we as a higher consciousness do a lot of talking about other people, for sure. You know, I don't think we necessarily do. I mean, but that's not to say people out there aren't doing that, or that's not a piece within somebody that still needs to like go a little deeper within to let that go. You know, here's an example. I'll give you an example myself. I don't exactly put myself in a crowd of people that are talking about people. And if I end up in a crowd and it's going on and I am sitting there just totally not even engaged, then when there's a breaking point, I say this, and I'm not kidding how many times I've said this, including at family affairs and events and different anywhere. I will say, you know, the thing is, we all have our own demons and we all have our own closet to clean out. So it's kind of good that we take care of our own crap and clean our own crap up before we start focusing on others, because we have enough of our own crap to clean up and face fears to face, right? So this would be another one, because what happens is, you know, a lot of people are in these situations, and that's giving you the perception they're talking, and I promise you too, they probably talked about me after, you know, when I'm not there, you know? So the thing is, but to let that roll up your back. So, you know, the one thing I've always practiced, if I'm going to say something about somebody, it's always what I would say to their face. And that's not even that I make a habit of doing that, but if something were to come up that was a necessary example or something and I'm bringing it up, it's like, I would never say anything about anyone that I just wouldn't even say to them. And if you practice that, that's number 3, clean out your closet, your own closet, before you clean out somebody else's. And that's going to teach you, number 2, to let go of your own self-judgment so you can create more self-acceptance. That will then help you do number 1, so you can then stop hiding who you are because you're so worried about what everybody else is thinking in that projection back. But here's number 4. Number 4 is kind of ask the question, who am I even hiding from here? Like, who am I hiding from? And like a really good question, and what you brought up, Natalie, about the social media aspect, and I hear this a lot, and and I see this a lot in my field. People will not post, they won't even like or comment or post anything about being a twin flame, and or not even about being, but even about it on their page. And so many people, when you look at social media, they go in and, there's the public versus private, and, so worried about like connecting with anyone. And yeah, of course, there's things that, they say people can hack their accounts and all this stuff. Well, first of all, what you focus on, you're going to get. It's that fear to begin with. What are you going to attract into your life? If you go into it worried somebody's going to be after you, well, you're automatically got a subconscious fear that needs to be released to let go of. And another situation would be people concerned about different, marriages and legal situations and all of that. And it's like, well, I got to hide that from everybody because I'm not me. Well, you need to figure out what you need to do to get out of the circumstances. You don't even have to hide it to begin with if you're having to hide it, right? Like, what can you do to get out of that situation that you don't have to like be worried about, like, oh, I'm married and I can't make this post because we're not divorced yet. Naturally there are circumstances that needs to come into play. And I'm not saying don't be precautious in some aspects, but what you do need to do is figure out what you need to do to get empowered where that doesn't even matter. So let that go, so you can release that. And I just went through a whole legal situation too. And I got to tell you, I found out in the middle of court, I was being stalked on YouTube and Facebook. And I got to tell you, it was a little creepy. Like it was a little creepy to know that I was literally being like stalked in an aspect of after me, trying to find anything that anyone could get for this court thing I was in. But I got to tell you what, it didn't stop me from being out here talking about it. I talked about my journey the whole way. And if you go all the way back to August, you're going to see where I talked about every step of the way. And there were a couple comments that came up in court about my book and about my YouTube channel. I didn't shut up. I stood up, and I stood up for who I am and what I am, and I talked about it. I still am.
Awesome. That's awesome. Good for you.
I'm not going to give them my freaking power. I can promise you that. That's why I got my dog here. And justice has been served, right?
Amen.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you didn't notice, he was snoring a few minutes ago so loud I had to really listen. It's like, Natalie, you weren't putting him to sleep, I promise. But you got him out.
That's too funny. Oh, champ.
Yeah. I don't know why my voice is going out in the middle of this. It's so funny. It's like, so, all right. So that's number 4. Who are you hiding from? Ask yourself that, because I can promise you could think it's about from all these other people, but it's about yourself at the end of the day. So number 5 is no matter where we are, we can ramp it up. That means expansion.
Yes.
So many people, and Natalie, you in this too, with the mission, I hear so many times people like get stuck in their mission because they're worried about what people are going to think about coming out of the spiritual closet. They're worried about what their twin's going to think if they come forth about being a twin flame. They're worried about their message as a twin flame. Like say it might be something that's got to do with their purpose, and both them and their twin has kind of went through it. And now if I come out with that, oh my gosh. Don't give people your freaking power, people.
Exactly.
So it is time for us to face those fears and let go of what other people think. And, especially, friends, family, twin flame, even the twin flame, let go of what the twin flame thinks, right? Don't give them your power. Like, be who you are. If they don't like it, they're going to figure it out soon that's going to force them, I promise you, to go within themselves to figure out who they are. Because you're being who you are, and if you want them to be who they need to be, you got to be who you are first, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Being able to listen to that gut, let go of the details, and seize the moment. And I got to tell you, this is where I'm at right now. I've let go of so many fears. I've been through so much shit, to put it lightly. And I am free to be me. And so now it's not only about me speaking up and speaking my truth and showing up and standing up for who I am in that truth and stepping into purpose. And now it's like I'm really starting to stand out. Okay. Now, I don't say that for the glory of me, because trust me, it's not about me. It's about, look at the impact that this is making, right? You ladies light me up. You have no idea what you ladies did for me in the last 24 hours. You have inspired me to expand, to step up, to look at the things, because I was doing a cleanse for this full moon, thinking, and I say cleanse, I mean a detox. You know, I'm doing a detox, I'm doing these things, and I was going to step away and kind of even plug it. I even sent you a message on Friday. I'm unplugging for the weekend. Good night, Natalie.
And then you messaged me yesterday. I'm going, what happened to unplugging?
Yeah, you thought I was in New York already.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, a video from New York?
Well, I'm coming out in a bigger, bolder, braver way. So I'm going to be facing a few things that, like I know, like that I am expanding in. So for instance, it's kind of naturally taking off. I mean, my book's going to be showcased at the end of next month in New York. So I'm going for a big debut in New York City, coming out and, you know, doing that. I've been wanting to do a Facebook live stream forever, and it's been not the right moment, the right details, or when do I implement it? You know, the list could go on and on. So I will be launching that next week, ladies, thanks to your inspiration.
Congratulations.
And I want to tell you how I'm launching that, because I have a product it's been in my mind for a few years, and it's been in motion for 6 months, and it was hung up on some details. And Noi, when you messaged me yesterday, I sit down and unlocked every one of the details that needed to be done, which were very few. It took me 3 hours to put together what I'm about to launch, and I'm literally going to be launching it right here, right now with you.
Uh-oh.
What?
And this is my launch that has been...
That is amazing.
And so I have what is called the Majestic Swan Goddess ring that means so much to me. I write about it in my book, and I have had it duplicated, replicated.
That's beautiful.
It is about, I've had it replicated. One of the things that was holding up this project, it was what the description was of what the meaning was. And there were different pieces about that. Well, yesterday I sit down, thanks to you, Noi, and I wrote the description for my Swan Goddess ring that I'm launching today. And these ladies don't know it, but they're receiving Swan Goddess rings.
We love it. Thank you so much.
So you are going to be receiving them. So one of the things that was a holdup, and I just want to share this, is I wasn't sure different pieces of it and the product and even like the material. So Tatiana Hassan from South America, where I went, she's in Victoria, Canada now. She's producing this for me. She's crafting this for me as a jewelry designer, she is. And so she had already sent me my first package of these things. And so when she sent them to me, we weren't sure like on material. And so the first batch we had made out of some aluminum material, and then we couldn't sure if we were going to go silver filled, like, you know, several of these details. Well, yesterday I'm like, after I wrote the Swan Goddess description, I decided I'm going to give away to you two ladies, and I'm going to create a challenge to give away Swan Goddess rings to the audience here. There's going to be able to register for this. I'm going to give away a weekly ring. And that I'm going to give those away. And then Tatiana, you haven't responded to my message yet, but she's already producing the ones that we're going to do for sale that are silver filled. And so I have a weekly ring that I'm going to give away. And I want you ladies to take this oath with me. I also want to say to any men watching this, that this is also prompted and sparked that there will be a warrior, like symbolic, something with the warrior as well coming to match this, as far as there'll be one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine.
I love it.
And so here is like the one that you ladies are going to receive.
Beautiful. I'm excited.
Thank you.
I know. The swan at the top.
I love all the symbols in it.
I know.
Gorgeous.
I know. I had this ring custom made for me in 2007. It's went with me to Egypt. One of the earrings that matched it got lost in Egypt. So, you know, this ring, and everywhere I go, the ring. And this ring has so much energy in it, and it has so much to be, I knew it was to be brought in. I just didn't, and I knew that it was a Swan goddess ring, but I didn't know what it signified. So I want you ladies to take the oath with me. I'm going to say it, and if you don't, you'll repeat it after me.
Okay.
So if you wear this ring, you're taking this oath. Okay?
Okay.
So it says, and the oath is it's the Swan goddess oath that says it's the I am free to be me oath. And stay tuned, everyone, because I'm going to tell you how to register and how to get plugged in and get you one of these rings to be put in. When I finish here in a minute, I'm going to tell you how to accept this challenge and how you can get your name into a weekly drawing that I'm going to be doing to give away a ring weekly and for a while. I don't know how long it's going to go on. May even go on once I get the silver ones. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm being asked to do here. I'm showing up and I'm not waiting for all the details and I'm just going with it, right?
Awesome.
So I choose to come out. I'm going to have you ladies repeat after me. I choose to come out.
I choose to come out.
Because I'm the majestic Swan goddess.
Because I'm the majestic
Because I'm a majestic Swan goddess.
I speak up.
I speak up.
I step up.
I step up.
And I stand out.
And I stand out.
I am empowered.
I am empowered.
Reflecting supreme radiance.
Reflecting supreme radiance.
Because I give myself permission to be me.
Because I give myself permission to be me.
I express my authentic self.
I express my authentic self.
And embody an expanded emotional range.
And embody an expanded emotional range.
I have come into alignment with my highest truth.
I have come into alignment with my highest truth.
Wearing this ring symbolizes my light shining.
Wearing this ring symbolizes my light shining.
And I commit to letting my light shine for others to follow.
And I commit to letting my light shine for others to follow.
In doing so, I portray an image of ease and grace.
In doing so,
what is it? I'm sorry.
In doing so, I portray an image of ease and grace.
In doing so,
I commit to portraying
an image of ease and grace.
An image of ease and grace.
Exemplifying wonder and motion.
Exemplifying, I can't hear you cut out.
Wonder and motion.
Wonder and motion.
I hold my head high.
I hold my head high.
And I stand tall with confidence.
And I stand tall with confidence.
Helping me glow forward with steadfast inner peace and purity.
One more time, please.
Helping me glow forward.
Helping me glow forward.
With steadfast.
With steadfast.
Inner peace and purity. Inner peace.
You were cutting out. Inner peace.
And purity.
And purity.
I am a courageous mystique being.
I am a courageous mystique being.
Experiencing harmonic balance.
Experiencing harmonic balance.
Of my inner masculine and feminine energies.
Of my inner masculine and feminine energies.
Creating oneness with my divine self.
Creating
oneness with my divine self.
When I am in perfect alignment.
When I'm in perfect alignment.
I produce personal empowerment.
I produce personal empowerment.
That generates supreme joy.
That generates supreme joy.
And spiritual enlightenment.
And spiritual enlightenment.
As I live moment to moment.
As I live moment to moment.
In the all that I am presence.
In the all that I am presence.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you.
So, yes. So
wow.
they're basically coming. There's going to be a link below that you can register. And so I made a list here I wanted to share with the audience. So first of all, I want to say thank you, ladies, for showing up and sharing your brilliance and standing into your truth and your empowerment and being big, bold, and brave and sharing your message with the world. And so I want to invite others for the Coming Out Challenge that you guys have helped me kick off here, and that I ask and invite you to accept the challenge. And to do so, this is how you do it. There is going to be a registration link below that you can register, and that will get you signed up to win a ring. And then in addition to that, I will be making posts throughout the week of this I'm Free to Be Me challenge, and I will be having it on my Facebook page. And then on that page, if you go there and you, which is Twin Flame Expert on Facebook, you go there and you, in the comment, put hashtag I'm coming out, and or you share it with hashtag I'm coming out. Each time you do that gives you a chance to be put in my weekly drawing. And I will be doing, here's the key, I will be doing weekly live stream announcing a winner weekly. And so that puts me into alignment with doing my live Facebook streaming, right? Okay. So how cool is that?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you for helping me come out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome. Any final message or anything you ladies would like to say before we close out?
I just wanted to say, I didn't get to say it to Natalie, that I completely resonate with what she was doing, as far as like her family and things like that, because I've actually done all that myself. So, you know, they expect me to be a certain way, but I pretty much have defied everything that my mom thought was normal. And I mean, this last thing was just, that was it. Mm-hmm. That was it. And Natalie, your story was beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Noi. Thank you. And I'm glad that this is all happening, because I think we all need to support each other and not feel so isolated, because I think being a twin flame and on this incredible divine mission, you know, by God, literally, it can be very isolating, because it's so rare and unique, and it's just not something that's heard of. And I'm just so glad that, you know, we're doing this, and I love this challenge idea. It's just because I think it does need to get out there.
Yes.
It really does. It's such an important message.
I can't tell you how many people have contacted me in the last few days about this message. I've been getting emails, all kinds of, it has really hit something. And that's why I know it's to seize that moment, to take this opportunity and this powerful pink moon to help people and show them how to come out and be who they are, so they can stop hiding from themselves.
It's time.
Thank you, everyone that stayed to the end. And make sure to like, comment, share the shine here. Make sure to get your registration for the ring. Much love, many blessings. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.